Welcome to Efficiency Devlog number 2. In this video, we're going to be looking at a bunch of systems in our task system. So the problems for today, there are two of them, and we're going to try and fix both of them. Number one problem on the chalkboard. This is setting a character limit for our tasks. When a user inputs tasks, we need to make sure that they're not inputting a billion words, and we actually need to have a limit on how many they can put. Because right now, there is no limit, and they can just write infinitely, and it looks really ugly. So we got to fix that. The second issue is reordering tasks. I initially wasn't going to include this in the game, but I quickly realized after, game testing it myself and just putting all of the tasks on it, I wanted to be able to reorder the tasks and just kind of put my stuff that I need to get done higher towards the top. So we're going to be doing that and trying to add in a system to actually reorder them in this video. So we'll start off with that, we'll start off with the first one and then we'll get over to the second one. Let's dive into the character limit first. So in order to fix this, we had to go into a bunch of different code files. And for reference here, I've been making this game for about 2 years. So the code is kind of all over the place. I'm sure this is not optimal at all. That's actually the video that I'm editing together of this right now. But here's what we're looking at. So this is post-fix, by the way. This is me just going back and recording what I did today because I didn't really voice over it while I was doing it. But basically what happened here is that we were able to cap out the amount of stuff in the tasks by going into the prefabs. So the way that I have this set up is that whenever a user wants to create a task, they go to the new task holder, they click on that button, and then it instantiates a task pop-out setup. In this, they are able to then enter text. Now on this one, wait, did I cap this one even? I think that I did. Yeah, no, because there's no input here. There is an input here. That's very awkward. I did put a character limit. So basically what happens is they get the task pop out set up. They're able to enter in some text. So let's do an example of this. You go over here, you hit the new task, and then you're able to enter in new text. The issue that I was having is that you could enter in so many characters and it would never stop you. But now it caps you out at 100 characters. This took me a while to realize because when you do that and then you save it inside of there, the thing I was getting confused about is that the place that it stores it is your Text Mesh Pro component, right? It goes into the text UI area. So I was setting a cap on that area, but that doesn't make sense. There's no cap over here. So I don't even know what I was doing. But the task input over here with the Text Mesh Pro input field is where you need that cap. So I capped that at 100. And it was able to fix things. Then on the editing side of things, it's a different text box that you're doing. So let's say that we want to edit this. Now what we need to do is we also need to have this one capped at 100 characters, or else you're going to be able to edit your way, beyond 100 characters. So if you go ahead and do that, it will still cap you at 100. Now, if you use only capital M's, then it technically does mess it up and make it go a little bit beyond it. I did some research and realized that capital M is the widest character in the English alphabet, and it does bug it a little bit. But thankfully, it's not too much, and overall, honestly, I think it's a bug that we can live with. Because if somebody is doing this as their task, I think they have bigger issues. So we're not really going to worry about that edge case, because I think it is kind of a funny, Easter egg bug to leave in the game. But overall, that is that one all fixed, out of the way, super nice. And of course, it still does update all of the saves properly. I did have a substring thing going on. This is just for redundancy. This makes sure that if somebody somehow manages to type more than 100 characters, it will only take the first 100 character substring, and then it'll store that into the text and allow you to actually save it to your file. For the second problem of the day, we had to rework the UI of the little guy, and this took us a lot of iterations. I'll give you some of the footage of what happened. Obviously, this is the end product, but it takes you a little bit to get here. And by the way, I still need to figure out how to add a trash system. I'm probably gonna add a trash can right where my mouse is right now. I think I'll do that tomorrow. But as of the moment, we still don't have a trash can to, delete the task. But I'll give you guys some gameplay footage of how that UI rework went.
What are you doing?
That's right. We are re-recording it because the audio corrupted. So for the second task of the day, we needed to effectively rework the UI for the buttons so that we could shuffle them up and down, because that was the main goal that we had here. So we started off by trying to make some silly ideas. Colby had some that didn't really make that much sense. So we kind of
Oh.
pivoted and went with an idea that I came up with, which is
Oh,
the
that was
one that
your idea.
yeah, which is the one that you see right over here. Um, Colby, you got any thoughts on that?
I think it's stupid and bad, specifically because it's your
It's a
idea.
funny time to reveal this. This was actually Colby's idea. So she was the one that thought of this new UI system. Overall, I think it's pretty good. I think the only thing that we still need to figure out is how to get the trash can in here. I think I was just talking about this in the previous clip, but we basically still need to get the trash can in here. Trash can in here, not the
The
trash
trash
can.
clan.
Um, we need to get the trash
Can
can
I
in here.
join?
Um, and so the other issue that we currently have is that no, not the other issue that we currently have. The issue that we solved was the up and down issue. And that one honestly wasn't too bad. What we did for that is we went into the prefab for task holder. We went over to the task completer script, which is kind of where we put a bunch of this stuff. And then we just added a move up and a move down component. This one just checks the sibling index of where you are, and then it makes sure to do the text as well so that it's actually moved in the text scene, and then it just moves the sibling index to a different slot. So let's say, for example, here that we are just moving this around. This is our first addition, or sorry, this is our first sibling, but if we press the down arrow on it, now it'll set it to the second sibling. Then if we put it down another time, it'll set it to the third sibling. Technically, that's sibling index 2, so you need to -1 for that, but basic coding stuff there. These two functions are able to fully move around the different things and also move around the text in the back end of it and actually allow you to save your things. Colby, what are your thoughts on the UI reworks we did today, and how do you feel that they went overall?
I wasn't listening to anything you just said.
Okay, so we also did some UI reworks today. This was Colby's mock-up image of what we were going to be doing, or what we actually are now doing. Colby, what are your thoughts on the mock-up image and how it actually came out in game?
Um, I'm gonna type 100 M's.
Okay, we went over that no one's going to do that earlier in this video,
I'm
right?
gonna.
All right, well, that is the end of devlog number 2. If you guys did enjoy it, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you have any ideas for how to better improve the UI of this system, or, any coding, comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, make sure to leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff for more devlogs in the future. As always, we'll give Colby the outro. What do you have to say to the people, Colby?
Goodbye.
Classic.